What do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
Black Air Force energy.
Alright. This right here be future. Come around wrong, we gon' shoot you. It's all respect, I restored my clenching, now I'm glowing like a lamp. We the village, we the camp, we go hard, yes I stamp this beat, that vision view, flow as we move, and we work, make it shake, bake the cake, he needs some milk and corn flakes. I'm on, but I'm not Drake, I'm Camaro, never fake, Mr. 7 still trucking, while the haters still bucking. I be on my way to something, while you lame be on nothing, y'all be bluffing. I'm the flame, I'm the heat, I'm the sizzle in the oven. Me, I clean my plate every time that I'm grubbing. Wipe the gravy with my biscuits, so take a look before you miss it. Okay. Oh, hey. Oh, yeah, yeah, okay. What? Welcome to the lighthouse, sit down, I ain't like y'all. King on 7s, I done bled through every trial. Sword on my back, hey. Axe on my back, hey. I just want my anchors, you could keep your plaques, hey. Don't start cunning kins, PG, that's fact, hey. DMV ain't no faking, we ain't cut like that, hey. Don't start cunning kins, PG, that's fact, hey. DMV ain't no faking, we ain't cut like that, hey. Drop from the heavens, landed in the dirt. On tilt, but I still did the work. Prayers in the kitchen, paint on the stove. Every scar on my body is a story I wrote. Trials and tribulations, all on my name. Still waiting on revelations. Truth in the flame. I'm beyond angels, I'm a man, I'm brave. Test me, try me, that's a gamble with death. Welcome to the lighthouse, sit down, I ain't like y'all. King on 7s, I done bled through every trial. Sword on my back, axe on my back. Want my anchors, you can keep your plaques. Don't start counting kins, PG, that's fact. DMV ain't no faking, we ain't cut like that. Don't start counting kins, PG, that's fact. DMV ain't no faking, we ain't cut like that. I protect mine first, that's the only command. Family in the circle, I'ma die where I stand. Stepping through the county like a walk-in prayer. Every hater in the rear, they just think cold air. I don't chase that trophy, I want roots, not fame. Give me land, give me love, keep your golden name. From the block to the clouds, I done paid my lane. When they spell out greatness, they gon' write my name. Ooh. Welcome to the lighthouse, sit down, I ain't like y'all. King on 7s, I done bled through every trial. Sword on my back, axe on my back. I just want my anchors, you can keep your plaques. Don't start counting kings, PG, that's fact. DMV ain't no faking, we ain't cut like that. Don't start counting kings, PG, that's fact. DMV ain't no faking, we ain't cut like that.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Much respect to the family. Respect. Welcome back to another episode of Smittys Corner, aka Lighthouse _301. And if you are in the building, give yourself a big round of applause because you deserve it. Let's go ahead and get it. Much respect to the family. I appreciate everybody. Thank you. Let me get my headphones as always. All right, y'all. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Let me check my sound quality. I just want to make sure I'm actually coming through nice and clear. Let me check this. Mic check 1 2. There we go. Okay. Yeah, we in there. Yeah, we in there. Yeah, I got some things I want to talk about with y'all real quick, man. I first want to ask everybody, how are you? How's your day been? How's your headspace? Just in case no one else asked you. That's my boy right there. Much respect to you, black man. Much respect. You have something in the mail, by the way. Uh, there she go. What's going on, beautiful? I already see you, beloved. All right now. Much respect to you. What I want to talk about this evening is war. That's right. I actually want to speak about war. I want to talk about this from the perspective of why has this been from the ages? What is it about us? Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because, all right, so I wrote down some questions. Now, there are just a few things that I'm recognizing about this space. And what I'm peeping is this, right? Now, I'm speaking about this because I want to make it very clear that I've recognized that there is so much that we can do. There's so much we can do with what we have right in front of us, like this microphone I have, these devices in front of me. There is so much I can do. And I don't believe we're utilizing it enough. But then I go back to an ancient thought in my head that consists of war. So let's talk about this. All right. So the first one, because I wrote down some things that I was questioning and wondering. And the first question is, why do you believe that there is a lack of reciprocation? Now let's really think about that, right? The only time I've ever recognized sin or people do not want to reciprocate is because in their mind, they actually believe it's not enough for all of us, generally speaking. Do you have people that are like Scrooge? Absolutely. Pharaoh? Absolutely. Yeah, it's happened. People that have the abundance. It happens today, right now. But I'm talking about for the average, everyday, regular, degular person. Usually, generally speaking, we don't have too much selfishness when one knows that they have an abundance. So then I get to thinking to myself, well, why is it that in this space, for some reason, we believe that we're short on people, we're short on money? You notice it's a lot of competition in how much one gets more reciprocation than the other. And then I'm thinking to myself, like, isn't it a whole endless world of people that are born every day? Like, what exactly is it that makes us so selfish in our thoughts? Right. So then that brings me to the point where I get to the point of the power complex, right? So I believe that it's not just the fact that we actually do look at it like, it's not enough people. Oh man, don't you go live if I go live. I want to know why is it like in this space, I would say like almost 30 something in this particular space that I'm in. Can't even call it a sector, just this space. This particular small sect of black YouTube that I'm in. Why is it like more, let's say, content creators than there are people supporting? Why would you say that, Smitty? There are some people that have thousands, hundreds of thousands of subscribers. No, I'm talking about when we go live. Why is it that people seem to be arguing and fighting over like 20, 30 people? That's my point. It's a lot of uncomfortable stuff I'm going to say and speak about. Really don't care because I don't have anything to lose. I ain't got nothing to lose over here. So, but you say what though? Everybody wants to have pissing competition. Nah, you ain't lying. It is. It's very big on this whole pissing competition thing. Like everybody feel like they gotta have the biggest balls all the time. And I believe that's where the power complex comes in. Yo, we got a real bad power complex in this space. You got everyday regular people that swear on life because maybe they hit a certain K number of subscribers that all of a sudden you're this magical person. No, you're not. You're just still one of us. Have you elevated? Absolutely. Should your elevation be recognized and appreciated? Absolutely. Heck, I'm the type I would even ask you questions on how did you get there so I can be alongside with you. You see? But it's like a power complex that we seem to have. It's very wild, which moves me to my next point. My next point that I speak about is the division through gender and money. That is extremely powerful in this space. Our division with gender and money, it's like you better be gang. You either all men and money, all women and money. You're either just broke. You know, we love to throw that up to each other. If that ain't the number one insult. And you know what I find funny? Majority of us, if we actually went back on our backgrounds, most of us don't come from money. Most of us don't come from no old money. 9 times out of 10, anybody who you talking to of us that has a little something, 9 times out of 10, that's new money. You just came across that. And now you want to act brand new towards your people. You love throwing up somebody's broke. That shit's sad. Like real talk. You smell me now, love. It is a true story. There she go. What's going on, girl? Y'all give me 1 second. I gotta bring somebody up. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Yeah, because I've been really wondering about this. I mean, is it a sector? Is it a space? I don't know what this is at this point. I just know it's a spot. It's like, is it a stain on the internet floor? But anyway, with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. You all give it up for the oh so wonderful, the oh so lovely, my homie, my folks, Miss Queen Sunkiss.
I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. Same children.
What you over here fussing about today? You muted.
My bad. Thank you. I'm over here talking about the sector, the space, the division, the gender wars, just the lack of reciprocation, everything, all of it, just the dysfunction that goes on. And I be trying to figure out, like, is this really somewhere where people are supposed to be able to come get some real good information, or is it really just for some bullshit kicks and giggles? Like, I
You not know
mean,
where you at. Are you
you
unaware where you are?
well, look, go ahead. I don't know. It sound like you at an airport or something. You got air or something on, beloved?
It's my air conditioner.
Oh, okay. I understand. All right, but go ahead, say what you gotta say. I'm gonna go on mute. Okay, tell the people who not hip like myself where I am. Where am I?
You in a red pill and red pill adjacent space, which is the pipeline to white supremacy.
Here we go. Oh, here we go. Okay, Sunkiss.
Yes.
What do white people have to do with everything I just talked about?
Well, let's take a trip down memory lane, right? So you
Go
do
ahead.
understand that there was no such thing as the so-called Black Manosphere, right? You do know that, right?
Yeah, I know from the days of Rollo Tomasi and all of that. Go ahead.
Yes, it was white people's, okay? Now, do you know how the Black Manosphere was formed?
Why don't you tell us?
Well, the Black Manosphere was formed because the forefathers of said space, one angry man and O'Shea Duke Jackson and a couple of other people I can't remember at this specific time, but they was going over there.
From what's said that they're basically around four and an extra fifth name. The names would be O'Shea, the names would be Obsidian, the names would be Angry Man. All right. And then you also have Kevin Samuels, but they say that he came later on. But
Yeah,
I
Kevin
believe,
came later. No, Kevin is
yes,
not.
and I
No.
believe that Angry Man, shout out to him, O'Shea, shout out to him, Obsidian, shout out to him. They were like the founding fathers and someone else who passed away, but go ahead.
So what happened was they went over there to the white boys' space and they kept trying to center the conversation around black women. And they were warned several times to not do that. And they continued to do so. So they were eliminated from the space. So therefore, they created, which you know now is really manosphere adjacent, because the black manosphere is pretty much dead at this point. And so when you know where it come from, and these folks is racist, okay? They have racist ideology. And you look and you listen to some of the ideologies that are coming out of these black men. It comes from these white folk. Okay. So what do white people teach black people? White people teach black people to hate themselves, and they teach black people to sow division amongst each other,
Okay.
which is why you have a whole lot of black men that listen to this type of shit sitting up here claiming that they are conservative and they have no idea what conservatism is about, because the shit that they're talking about is very surface level when it comes to that particular political ideology. But the destruction that it brings, well, I mean, we all can clearly see that. And that's where you are. So, I mean, I told you this long time ago.
Okay, Sunkiss, this is the question. Okay. So I mean what you saying that okay, cool beans. You know, people like myself, you know how I look at this space. I keep hearing this is like some kind of manosphere, but I'm like, how y'all keep calling it manosphere when honestly more women get love than dudes do? More women get support than guys. Manos what? Where's the man in anything? Hold on, let me just get it out. Okay. Then on top of that, the way I'm looking at this is more so I just see this as this is like the I guess black relationship sector. Like this is just kind of like black
Incorrect.
relationship slight slash just like black relationship slash
Not at all.
politics
No.
slash community. It's like relationship, politic, community. Because how can you say it's not when that's literally where we can pull up endless lives where that was the title of the show, damn near. Well, it was either something about politics, it was either something about the community, as we would say,
Do you
SNYB,
know where
whatever,
the
all that
word
stuff. See,
community
so black man, no, but
comes from?
I don't. Okay, where educate me, Sunkiss. Where does it come from?
The word community comes from the group of black men that decided that they needed to separate from black women. We know them as like SYSBM and what's the
That,
other group? You
that's
know
what I was.
that
Yeah, it's a save yourself, black man, and save your community, black man. Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what save your community black man is, but
Yeah. It's two of them. I remember when all that shit came out. I
well,
was I
it's
was
a
around
couple
for
of
that.
other ones I can't remember, but they
Right.
feel like they
Oh,
cannot
oh,
have.
oh, oh, wait. And what's the other one? Zoom to Thailand and shit. All of that.
Well, the passport bros is something else. That's a different level of degeneracy, but it all springs from the same source. But they decided that they cannot have upward mobility being attached to a black woman. So you need to go date something other and marry something other than a black woman. And they very much have a we not them niggas over there type of mentality. But all of them originated from the same place,
And
which is the black manosphere. Now, you say you don't see any pro man anything. That is because what you are now seeing is the degradation of what it originally was. Because at one point, women were not allowed to get on panels. And if a woman got in the
we're not
chat,
gonna do that. We're not gonna do
now
that.
I'm
We're
telling
not
you the
gonna do
truth.
that.
I'm telling you
You
the truth.
you talking like the same aspect of once upon a time women couldn't vote. Like, come on, we not
I
Sunkist. You
am
need
telling you.
when panels started, women had full rights. We're not
No,
gonna
they did not, sir. You could women were not allowed to get on panels in the manosphere space. And if they were unruly in the chat, they ass was booted from the chat. Now what happened was it became boring and shit like that. So when they started to understand, especially one Anton Daniels, because this is how you get a six the goddess. You find an attractive woman and you throw her up in the mix, and boom, now you can bring in some money because ooh, she's eye candy for all these lonely ass men. Then you throw you a what's that child name? The one with the hijab and the red lipstick.
Crimson Cure.
The covered harlot.
Shout out,
Yeah.
hold on, because shout out to the Muslima. Go ahead. You can say what you
The
want. Give him my
covered
respect.
harlot is making money on behalf of lonely men. So once they figured that out, well, the other dudes that wanted to become content creators started having female co-host. So you will notice that that is one of the blueprints in order to find some semblance of success
I have
in the
figured. I have
space.
seen that. You are abs. I do see it. Facts. That's
Yes, all of this is the evolution of the degeneracy that you are seeing. And it all stems from black men chasing the white man instead
but
of
wait a minute.
finding their own way.
But wait a minute, Sunkiss. Okay, so you telling me right now that when women were so we figured out as men, you know what? So this is what I heard. Us as men, we try to have our barber shop and we realized, you know what? Maybe we should just like add an additional space and let it be a barber shop / salon. Okay, because that's how we describe the conversations. And so now that us as the men have figured out, you know what? Maybe it is better to get a woman's perspective. Instead of us keep talking for women or about women, let's go ahead and get the sisters up here as well. And then we also then evolved, I would say, from how you described it, that we now recognize, you know what? It is beneficial to have the discussion between us as the men and the women. And then you turned around and called that's the evolution of the degeneracy that we allowed you guys into our space, is what you're saying?
So, what productivity have you seen come from this?
I just want you to first let me know, was I on par with how I received what you said?
No,
Once us
you're
as men,
absolutely incorrect. You're trying to put sugar on shit.
no,
Putting
but you
sugar on
saying,
shit don't make it a churro, okay? It is sugar on shit. This is shit. It was shit from the time it started, and it's gonna be shit when it ends. Like
hold
I'm
on,
not sure. Were you here when all the different people got off from fucking around with each other, and the people that went to jail? Because this shit got really bad at one point, real bad.
okay.
So there has never been a productive space. One, you got to look at the fact that number one, on YouTube, people that were successful on YouTube was mostly folk that had records because they couldn't get jobs. So they didn't have no choice but to
I
be
see.
successful.
Facts. They had to hustle. They internet hustled. I got you.
Okay. One of those people being Mr. Angry Man, his goddamn self. Now, he can talk all this shit. Why he ain't walked down the aisle yet?
Shout out to AM. That's your thoughts. Go ahead. You can keep talking, Sunkiss. I'm listening.
Uh-huh. But these are the people that's running the show. A bunch of people that's not qualified to talk about the shit that they're claiming they're qualified to discuss.
Then
Because
hold on, wait. Then in that case, then how did he get so successful to almost 1 million subscribers today? Why is he to this very moment extremely successful in what he does? If that's the case,
he's the black face to the white manosphere.
boy. Okay, all right.
Like we gonna act like white folks don't never have a little black ass spokesperson to spread their message.
But one thing I can say, no, let me just say this. I ain't even gonna lie. Now watch this, and any and everybody who know, I'm even gonna cam on for this part, right? And I'm not like this is this is the objective side of Smitty. I'm objective. I can honestly say I don't see AM in no white spaces. I don't see him anywhere else but here with us for the most part.
You're not looking hard enough.
No, hold on, listen. I know what you're saying. You have like your Donovan Sharps. He's around them. Hold on. You have your folks like CT. Shout out to CT. He's around them. You have people who actually, even Anton's around them. Like you got people that actually do it. Shout out to all of the names I said. No shade. I'm just simply saying I can honestly say I don't see AM on that type of time. Hold on, I'm gonna mute you real quick just because I don't see AM on that type of time simply because you just had a lot of background noise. I don't see him on that type of time because honestly, like I don't see him at none of those I don't see him on none of those white platforms. The only time I ever seen AM with the white people was when he debated who was the blue hair white boy. You know who I'm talking about. You off mute.
Destiny.
That was the most. That was the most I've seen. Other than that, AM has been over with us. I have to give him that. Give him that.
Mm-hmm. So you missed that interview or whatever the fuck that was they was doing with Rolo Tomasi and I think it was Sandman. I'm not sure. You ain't see that shit.
How often does he how often does he frequent in comparison to how often he frequents over here with us? He frequents over here with us. I still follow him. I'm still subscribed to him. I don't take my subscriptions away just because I got upset with you about a moment. I don't do that. I gave you the sub. I don't know. That's just some goofy shit taking the sub away. So I still see what he pulls up. I don't see AM around white people. I don't. So how is he any kind of tool for them when I don't see him conversing with them at all?
Now, if he's not conversing with them at all, how do you think every once in a while they get together to have these little powwows they have? How many of them white boys shit you go sit up under? If
your name is big enough, Sunkiss, if your name holds enough weight, I mean, a little bit of everybody's going to see you. You're going to wound up here and there at some point. I don't see nothing wrong with that. I don't see nothing wrong with him extending himself and going over to the
you
other
can
side
cape for whatever you want to cape for. He is part of the reason that this space it was degenerate from the get-go because he's degenerate. So you have degenerate men leading a bunch of broken men, and you think something productive is gonna come from it? Nothing productive has come from this space. Not a goddamn thing. Ain't no scholarships produced. Ain't no motherfucking programs produced. Ain't no policies produced. Ain't no marriages happen. It's plenty of fucking going on, but ain't no families being created. Nothing productive has come from her. So to try and make this shit look positive in any way is to perform denial, self-denial. Like that would be like me saying, oh, the BWE is a great place. No, the fuck is not. Ain't nothing productive came out of that shit. Well, there have been people that have had their little movements or whatever the fuck. But largely, no, it's not productive.
Let me ask you this. If you were to say, all right, so let's just say you somehow or another got full-fledged right, and you can do, I'm gonna put you on mute because it's just your background. I got you. If you could do a full-fledged makeover of this space, if you were to make every change that you know and you see personally that needs to be made, what would those changes be? How would you improve this space if you had the power to do so?
I wouldn't. I would burn this shit to the ground.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
This shit would not exist. There is nothing positive that has come from this space. It's nothing worth saving.
So watch this. That's great. I'm glad that you said that. So now let's move the ball forward. Okay, so that's a first down. First down, first and 10. So let's go ahead and hike the ball again. Now we're going to go ahead and go to the next play. The next play is, what do you replace it with?
I replace it with the people that's qualified to talk about this shit.
Another first down, ladies and gentlemen. We almost at the touchdown. Now, on this one right here, before we hike the ball, I just want to know, what does the qualifications look like? Who are those people that are qualified? Not who, but what does the characteristics look like?
Characteristics look like you actually got a family and you successful in maintaining that family. That's number one.
What about the people that's private? What about the people that don't want to show you their life because we don't want to expose our family to the internet?
Then they wouldn't be the people that's up there talking. Right now, it's a bunch of. First of all, let me tell you something. I just made another year in my 40s. I've been married 22 years.
Nope, not. Hold on. Here we go. Everybody for Sun Kiss.
Let's get it. This that go and get it. With no hesitation. This that never quit. Start that elevation. This that process. This that in the making. This that started from the bottom. This that motivation.
Shout out to you.
I got children that ain't never brought nothing home less than a beat. They ain't never been in trouble. They slated for success. Okay, that's a track record. I got motherfuckers that ain't never they ain't had a relationship want to argue with me about what I know. You understand? You want to argue with me. You don't have not half of what the fuck I got when it comes to the subject matter of this space. But you want to argue with me when you should be shutting the fuck up and learning something. Because clearly, if I can maintain a marriage in this society, or rather I say we can maintain a marriage in this society, we got to be doing something right. Our children ain't outside, bang, bang, shoot them up, and all this other shit. My children don't know spin that shit. You know what I'm saying? So clearly I'm doing something right, but motherfuckers in this space want to argue with me. I would burn this shit down. I would also get therapists that are qualified.
That burner, y'all.
I would get therapists who specialize in the mental health of Black people, because being Black in America is a motherfucker, and being associated in this space for over a decade or more does something to people's minds, which is why I don't be around too often, because what I'm not gonna do is have this space fucking up my mind. People can't even think properly anymore. Critical thinking is not something that they use. Everybody done set up, and I listened to these dudes, and the whole spiel that they had was talking shit about these women. And these women are present every day, day after day after day after day, listening to these men tell them how they ain't shit. Meanwhile, half these niggas ain't got no job. Some of them is living off some woman. And then they talking about they need to leave. Her degrees don't make no sense. They don't care how much money she got. He ain't got no money. So the people that's talking ain't qualified to speak, but want to look at me and tell me, "Oh well, you did this. You should be on our side, nigga." I wouldn't tell now, bitch, to give you a piece of pussy. Okay, you shouldn't even be allowed to breathe the air that she in with this degenerate shit that you on. You're gonna bring nothing to this woman but stress and hardship, as if life ain't hard enough. And I know I'm not gonna promote this shit that y'all sitting up here and saying, cause y'all not decent fucking men. I would put people that are qualified to help people with doing something, being better, cause this space hasn't produced a goddamn thing.
With that being said, everybody, I just want to give you the visuals of how. Are you really serious when you say you will burn this whole thing down?
Yes, I would burn this shit to the fucking ground.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is basically the visuals of what Sunkiss would do to this space. This is her.
There's a whole lot of nerves, too, Mr. Wayne.
Sunkiss.
That was dramatic.
That's man, Sunkiss. Yeah. So apparently those are your feelings towards it. I see how you feel. Now this is the question that I have, Sunkiss. Okay, so when it comes to, I mean, actually trying to like, I don't think it's really necessary to blame anybody or one person.
See, that's the problem.
No,
This space talk about accountability. When it's time to hold motherfuckers accountable, don't nobody want to do it.
it's not that.
Why people don't want to do it? Because holding the motherfucker accountable may stop their success in this toxic ass cesspool of bullshit.
You believe in canceling. That's
no, not canceling. This space needs to be eradicated, not canceled. No, not stop supporting the content creator. This shit needs to go. This shit became something on a FBI list. Okay.
You out for that?
Like, that's a problem. You got the government, the federal government, talking about the shit that go on in this space and talking about building legislation around it. That's a problem.
All right, listen. Do you want to know why I believe that it actually became a problem? Is because anytime that black people actually get something that rallies together that makes enough noise, I mean, have we not seen it before? From a Black Wall Street, Black Panthers, you name it. There and many other coalitions and many other fragments and sectors of us as black people where we try to establish anything is thwarted, even down to our own communities in something called redlining. Okay. So, I mean, why would this be any different? See, all
Exclusion
they
don't.
did, no. All you told me was what they did was modify. All they did was adapt and adjust to how they block any form of success we would have. So, do you know what I believe happened is I believe that through the music and through the TV and everything else, that they went on ahead. They didn't start here with online with us because they knew this is our like barbershop slash salon where we go ahead and we kick our shit and we talk our stuff and we can do it freely. That's why now we can't even say certain words. You don't even pay attention to that part of it. They have made sure that they have thwarted and blocked off anything. Like if you have a certain message, they don't push it. Oh, they'll push that ignorant shit all day. But they like if you got a certain message, anything like this, they're not pushing this. I'm not doing this live because I know it's going to be pushed. I'm doing it because I know it needs to be done. I'm just doing it because I can, because I want to, because this is like the type of things I like to talk about. Why are we so divided? Where did the divide come into play? I also blame the whole factor of the youth versus the elders. It's a whole lot of factors that come into play with this Sunkiss, and that's why I say I don't think it's right for you to just try to put it on like certain content. I'm landing it, put it on certain content creators and make it seem like that was their fault. Like, nah, I think it's a much larger hand even over them.
First of all, sir, Obsidian said that BFF was gonna take him to the bank. Now, did that sound like I'm gonna provide upward mobility for black men? Fucking no. Black female fuckery is gonna take him to the bank. You cannot sit up here and compare this space to any black organized group that provided success that's disingenuous and it's bullshit. You can't tell me now successful shit that done came out of this space.
The only reason why I'm going to give you some credibility to that, not fully, is because I want y'all to really pay attention to something, right? We know content creators that do not go live. They may do like IRLs, but I mean, well, okay. I'm talking about go live how we do as far as like the panels setting up like where people can come up and talk. They don't do that. I know YouTubers that do not, and I've been trying to study this. What is exactly that they do? What is the method? Because there are YouTubers who don't ask for a dime and they are paid. I noticed the people who ask for money least or damn near never, they're just certain. I want y'all to think about it. There's certain content creators, all they do is pre-records. Oh, they're paid. Big paid. Their whole PayPal, everything they got, they Venmo, all of that, Cash App, you name it, that thing cranking, it's hitting, it's ringing, it's ching-chinging. And I noticed that for some reason here in this space, the more you ask, the less you get. And I don't think we've really peeped that yet. I have. I noticed it's a lot of people that make great money off YouTube, excellent money. And I never hear them say one word about, they may say hit the like and subscribe. They may say hit notification, but I don't hear a word about a Cash App, a Zelle, or nothing. And they doing a damn thing. What is it that we are doing wrong here? Even though I don't ask for it, I still say we because I'm in this space. I'm a part of us. I don't do that separating myself. I'm here with y'all too. But, you know, I peeped that. What you got, Sunkiss?
So, live streams only serve the purpose of keeping people on the app. That's it. Live streams don't bring a whole lot of money unless you got people buying super chats and stuff like that.
Unless you're a freaking Aiden Ross, or unless you're like a DJ Academics or something, unless you got one of them like what's the Haitian boy with the locks? You know him.
Casanite.
Yeah, unless you got those type of streams.
So first of all, they didn't start on YouTube. They started on Twitch because they were gamers. So they already had an audience that they brought over here to YouTube. And academics just went on and started getting into other topics along with his gaming shit. So that's how they started.
Real quick,
YouTube.
everybody knows DJ Academics in particular for the war in Chirac. He got big not off of that, I promise you. Over here, hold on, I'm a goddamn. Goodness gracious, what are you wrestling? Tinfoil monsters? He got started off of the war in Chirac. I promise you, like that's like undisputed. Nobody on the YouTube side, unless you were one of them who knew him on Twitch and stuff. Nobody knew him for that. Everybody knew him for the war in Chirac and him exploiting the deaths of young black brothers and sisters out here in Chicago and other places. That's what he got big on. But rock out.
Okay, so YouTube pays for uploaded content. Why? Because it requires you to use your brain and your creativity. Something that you use to a partial degree when you live stream, but not really, because you have other people practically carrying your show rather than it being your own individual thought, which is why I had folk coming after my channel in this space because they couldn't understand how I was surpassing them. It's because I put up content. I make actual content and I was not fighting for the same. This space is degeneracy and lunacy, and it's the same people going to the same places day in and day out. So you got how many, like 50 content creators that are fighting for the same, what, maybe 4,000 people?
That's what I said. That's what I was saying earlier. Basically, that was my point. Maybe I worded it different, but that was my point. Like, we got these content creators, and it's like we're fighting over like a handful of people, and we got a whole world out here. How is it that we're fighting over? Yeah, okay, say it's 4,000 people, and in your city alone, it's probably 100,000. But anyway, let me ask you this. I gotta. Yeah. You wrestling that tinfoil monster again.
I'm making dinner.
I know. My bad. I'm messing with you, girl. I'm messing with you. And everybody, just so you know, Sunkiss definitely is a wonderful wife and mother, and she's an awesome friend. Sunkiss, I'm curious because I've been hearing that when you say like you make actual content, and I've been wondering about that as somebody who's only been here about 4.5 years. Doing reviews, people who are very successful off of doing reviews, is that considered content? Because I've heard people say if you just reacting, doing reactions and reviews, that's not content. What's your thoughts on that?
So first of all, everything you put up here is content. What's valuable content? What's evergreen content? Evergreen content means that any point in time I can get on YouTube and look for a particular topic and your video will show. If I did a video fixing my washing machine, 10 years from now, somebody gonna be looking and my video will come up of fixing the washing machine. That type of stuff. Somebody doing a review, somebody's gonna buy that product. That review is always going to be there. It's valuable content. Most people don't go back and watch no damn live stream. First of all, they too damn long. There are some content creators that do they live, and they live is only 20 minutes and they get off. That'll get replayed because it's digestible. It's not 5 and 10, 12 hours of people just jaw jacking. People don't put no real effort into putting out content. It's easy to click the live button and start talking. You look at the people that's most successful on YouTube, even with me, I could do better. Like, I could write a script and do all of that. I didn't. I just simply made sure I put out quality content. But if I was to sit down and script out everything that I was doing, my channel would be even more successful than it was when I was doing this full time. But what I notice is in this space, I go to people's channel and most of them don't have no damn content. I wouldn't know nothing about what their channel was about without sitting down, watching a bunch of live streams or even watching shorts. And the thing is with shorts, if you talking about making money on YouTube, unless shorts is your total content, which means you are making practically a short movie, which takes time and attention, and you have to do it a lot, then you not fit to make nothing on YouTube. Shorts is a channel killer.
Well,
You
I don't
mute.
know. Yeah, my bad. Well, I don't know because me personally, Sunkist, I would say I get more reaction, more interaction, more comments, more likes from shorts and videos. People don't, I guess, attract to the lives as much, right? They don't attract to this segment of my show as much. I got videos that I put up on, like, you know, 'cause people not maybe aware. I'm on other platforms. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Rumble. I'm on Kick. I'll hit these exact same videos on those channels, and it'll hit for like 500 something in like 4 minutes. I done already had about 3 shares. It clicks off quick. It's something about YouTube in particular. I don't like my reactions to my videos and everything that I do is way different on the other platforms. I get way more interaction. You know, so I just been trying to figure out what is it about this particular side of it, you see?
Shorts on YouTube do not pay money. That's why I
I
say they are a channel killer. If you are a
well
channel
now
that makes money and you start producing shorts, you're gonna see a drop in your revenue because shorts don't
well
pay.
well what I'm gonna say is this though. Now, so when you was talking about the panel aspect and everything, I have personally recognized how like it's not about having a panel. I have seen people, there are a few folks I watch. Like, I'm gonna give you one example. Shout out to this brother right here, right? King AK-47.
Yep, I know
That
who he
man,
is.
you know, he be by himself. He's pulled people up. He don't do no panels. Be killing it. Be killing it. It's something about how he's, so what I'm saying is there are some who have that true gift of that art of I can just rock this bad boy by myself. Don't need nobody. Seti Nash, another one. Mickey Truth, another one. There's a whole bunch of people I know who actually they don't they don't there are a whole bunch there are a whole bunch of people that I know they don't need all of that. They don't need all of that extra stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like they're able
So
to actually really hold all DJ academics, all of these people, they don't do
you
panels
talking about people
and
that's
they be
been here.
having big chats.
You talking about people that's been here for a while and they've consistently been here. You talking about people that's been up here.
DJ, AK-47. Shout out to him. He only been here, I think, like what, 5 years, 6 years. Him and Seti, they right around the
Yes,
same. Only
they
like
was
5 or 6
here
years.
and they was consistent and they built an audience. YouTube awards consistency and effort. Not getting up here. Reactions is that's not content. Not content that YouTube finds valuable. They'll
I
play it. They'll put you up there because you're keeping somebody on the app. But you keeping them on the app to go watch somebody that got a pre-record.
right. I see what you're saying. Well, I mean, you know, I just have my views on that. But anyway, I want to get into this next segment of it, as far as us on YouTube, right? us here in this space in YouTube. All right. And war. I'm going to play a short video. And we can talk about it, Son Kiss, because it's my last segment right here. And I appreciate you coming up as always, fam. No bullshit. Thank you for blessing the stage. So let's go ahead and go to this.
I go back to work Sunday, so I don't want to hear no shit from you.
All right. Hey, thank you for the heads up, and I promise not to bitch, moan, and complain. I got you. All right, y'all. So with this right here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at basically, war. Like, and I'm not gonna lie, listen, right? This is about actual war, but I'm transferring this into how we actually behave and operate. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn that off. Thank you, Nancy. And with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. The time right now was 10:58 p.m. East Coast Standard Time, and I thank you all for watching. Let's go ahead and listen. Let me know if you want me to pause it at certain points, because I damn sure got my spots. Let's go.
Have you ever noticed how quickly a disagreement online can escalate into full-blown hostility? Just recently, a simple debate about a global event turned friends into bitter opponents on social media. It's like a small war breaking out in our own digital neighborhoods. But why do humans seem so drawn to conflict, not just online, but throughout history and even today? In this video, we'll explore the deep psychology behind war, tracing its roots from the very first battles in human history to the ongoing conflicts shaping our world in 2025.
First of all, Sunkiss, I would like to ask you before we get started with this video, fair use, fair use, fair use. Have you ever had a circumstance like that with your time online? Have you ever had a time where like a simple debate turned you to be like, I'm not going to this person's channel no more, or somebody unsubscribed, or it really turned into like, I don't like you no more over a debate of a discussion?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, you ain't gotta give us no details about it, because that would be saying too much. I was just wondering if you actually have gone through that before. I have myself as well. So let's go ahead and see what we got on this.
We'll uncover what drives us to fight, what triggers war, and how understanding these forces might help us break the cycle. The first wars in human history. The first known organized war in recorded history happened around 2700 BC in Mesopotamia, between the city-states of Sumer and Elam. Enumbragesi, the king of Kish, led the Sumerians to victory, but evidence of violent conflict goes back even further. Archaeologists have found signs of prehistoric warfare dating back over 13,000 years near the Nile River in Sudan, where mass graves show repeated attacks between hunter-gatherer groups. Why did these early conflicts happen? Most likely over resources, food, land, shelter.
Now, right there, I'm going to be transferring all of this into today. These wars that are happening was over, what was the first thing he said? Resources. What do we see people in our spaces fighting over? The resources of what? The views, the likes, the super chats, the cash apps. They're fighting over the resources. Like, I'm seeing a direct connection. So as boring and whatever as this may seem to a lot of you guys, I promise you, I will be connecting dot for dot how this directly is what I'm seeing today and what we would call time repeating itself. And with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. Let's keep rocking out.
As humans began settling and farming, as societies grew, competition for limited resources intensified, sparking conflicts that escalated into wars. The first major recorded war that shaped history was the Battle of Megiddo in the 15th century BC, fought by Egyptian Pharaoh Thutmose III against a coalition of Canaanite city-states. This battle set a precedent for organized, large-scale warfare driven by territorial control and
driven by the political warfare and territory. And what do we see in this space today? You better gang with somebody. You're not allowed to be a civilian. You better be all the way on this side, or you better be all the way on that side. Don't you see how the picture right here is set up? Look at that. You got armies on both sides. You better be over here, or you better be over there. Notice how this picture is set up. Nobody is in the middle. Mm. There is no. And you know what the middle ground is called? Balance. But you know what they call that over here? Straddling the fence. You're not allowed to be balanced. That's not rewarded. You better be all the way here, or you better be all the way here. You see how time repeats itself? Let's keep rocking out.
Political power. If you're curious to understand why humans have fought since the dawn of time and want to explore how this affects us today, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss out on our deep dives into history and psychology.
But do it for Queen Sunkiss and Smitty first, then get to them, okay? It's an order. We do ours first, let the money circulate here, and then we get to them. Let's rock out. Fair use, fair use, fair use.
The psychology and philosophy of war. Why do humans fight? The answer lies deep in our psychology and philosophy.
Let me ask you this question first, Sunkiss. In your personal opinion, why do you believe humans fight?
Because they disregard humanity.
You don't believe that some people fight for the regard of humanity? One may want to tear it down. The other one may want to tear it down. The other may want to keep it intact. Go ahead.
If you want to tear it down, then you disregard humanity.
Okay, I'm gonna give you that. Let's keep rocking out.
Sigmund Freud proposed that humans possess a death drive, a subconscious urge toward destruction and aggression. Carl Jung introduced the idea of the shadow, the darker part of our psyche we deny and often project onto others, creating enemies out of our own fears and insecurities. Philosophers have long debated human nature and conflict. Thomas Hobbes famously described life without government as nasty, brutish, and short, arguing that humans naturally compete and fight for survival.
Do you believe that naturally, for some reason, do you believe it's natural for us to fight for what we have an abundance of today? Or do you believe that's more of a conditioning? Because before you come off mute, because I personally see it as maybe once upon a time that was the case, right? Just like how, we made it earlier back in the day because you didn't live as long, right? Like you would be gone by the time you're my age, or you would be considered ancient by my age. I'm 43. Okay. So now we've moved to the point where we know people live a lot longer, so we don't have to do that. Ages go up and everything else. The standard goes up. I'm trying to figure out, if we know that we are now in a place where the resources and everything is of abundance, then why are we still fighting over what, you know, we clear as day have endless access to? Sunkiss.
I don't think that stuff is in abundance.
I can't understand you because of the background. The background.
I said I don't think that things are in abundance.
Why?
You got various states across the country that don't have access to water. You have people that have money that are hoarding resources to create the illusion of scarcity so people can fight, which means that they are devoid of humanity at the cost of having more currency.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't believe that things are abundant.
All right. Okay. I'll I'll give you that respect in that, but I would just simply say I do recognize that everything you just said had nothing to do with it not being there. It's there. What you spoke about was the control of who has what. But the fact is that the resources are in abundance. I do know and I'm aware of the fact that there are about 85% of the world that only has access to about 20% of the world's resources. And I think about the last 15% of the world or so has access to about 90% of the world's resources. So I get you with what you say. But let's keep on listening.
In contrast, Jean-Jacques Rousseau believed humans were peaceful by nature and that society's inequalities bred conflict. Modern psychology confirms that conflict arises from a mix of biological impulses, social structures, and perceived threats. Fear, identity, and the need for belonging often trigger defensive aggression.
I've noticed that in these spaces. I've noticed when somebody feels threatened, if somebody new comes up and they seem like people attract to them, they get like real anxious. I've noticed how people, have this need to just want to be heard. And whole time you're like, you're not really saying anything at all. You're just kind of rambling. But this is somewhere where they can get their voice off, the same place that Sunkiss said she would burn to the ground. But I'm just saying, I do recognize the therapeutic aspect, and everything that I'm hearing in this particular description is the need of that therapeutic, I guess you can say, response. You want to know that you are heard. You want to know that somebody is listening. You want to know that you're cared for, that you want to know you're loved. You want to know people like you. That is just a real thing. Like it is what it is. So let's keep listening.
When people feel their survival, values, or status are threatened, they are more likely to resort to violence. Historic and modern wars.
Wow. And how many times have we not heard, right? How many times have we heard, pull up, drop the Addy, where you at? I'll take a flight. I'll send you out here. We can meet up there. Have we not heard that? Have we not heard how these very simple discussions can turn into somebody wanting to be violent? Wow.
Causes and consequences. Throughout history, wars have been fought for many reasons: territory, resources, religion, revenge, or political change.
We have heard the fights on the political ground. We have heard the fights when it comes to the religious aspect. We have heard the fights when it comes to the resources, as far as you broke ass or you think you all that because you have this, or somebody simply saying somebody got the money and never came back to the community at some point of fashion. Some way, somehow, my point is, we figure out a way to shame one another for whatever it is we have or don't have. And I peeped that.
The world wars of the 20th century were driven by nationalism, alliances, and imperial ambitions, resulting in unprecedented destruction and loss of life. More recently, the Syrian civil war, starting in 2011, began as a protest movement, but
I don't see it as more so a loss of life on our end, but let's translate that, right? Let's translate it into the loss of loving relationships, the loss of trust in one another, the loss in us being able to just hear one another out. Like, we to the point where I don't even want to hit a message if I don't like you, even though you saying something that's absolutely on point that could save my life. But because I don't like you and what you might have said or done before, I can't, like, that's where that comes into play.
escalated into a brutal conflict fueled by ethnic, religious, and geopolitical tensions. Since 2020, conflicts continue worldwide. Russia-Ukraine war has reshaped global alliances and caused massive humanitarian crises. Tensions between China and Taiwan have escalated, and conflicts in the Middle East and Africa persist. These wars show how old patterns of fear, power struggles, and identity politics still drive conflict today. How we create enemies and why it matters. Humans have a psychological need to define us versus them. Creating enemies helps build group identity and justify conflict.
Have you not seen that today? Have you not seen how that absolutely is what takes place in our very face today? So, is this time repeating itself, or is it a part of time that has never gone away? Let's keep going.
But this process often dehumanizes the other side, making violence easier to accept. Social media and modern propaganda amplify this enemy making. Algorithms feed us information that reinforces our beliefs and fears, deepening divisions. For example, during the 2020 US elections, misinformation and hate speech surged, fracturing communities and families. Have you ever blocked or unfriended someone because their views felt threatening?
No, but I definitely have been blocked and I have been viewed as threatening because I just didn't agree, and I didn't even angrily disagree, or anything. I wasn't doing anything wrong. I just simply did not agree. And yeah, I've literally have had relatives who stopped talking to me just simply because they found out I don't read the same religious book as them anymore. I've had friends do the same thing. That's it. Nothing about me changed. I'm just reading this book now. Nothing about me changed. I just dress this way now. Nothing about me changed. I just move this way now. But who I am, like the essence of me, no, I'm still me, right? But the thing is that I do believe it comes down to, if I'm not that secure in really what I feel and believe, then I'm going to try to shame you into what it is, how strong you feel in your individuality. And that's my main thing that I'm really trying to break down in my main message in this entire live. I've recognized that between this space, we do not appreciate balance. We do not recognize individuality. It's just none of those things mean any damn thing. It just don't. It's like, no, we are the group of people who really do not feel that secure in what it is that we think we say. So what we need to do is we're going to shame you, block you, not come to your channel. I ain't talking to this person. I don't want to hear what that person has to say because they're saying something that I don't say. And just because you're saying something that I don't say, I'm going to not only demonetize you as far as like a voice in any form of fashion, I'm going to make sure that I just completely disregard you as somebody with your own thoughts. And so that doesn't just reflect on this space. That is something I'm speaking about that I've seen happen even in my real life. In my real life, I have had my numbers cut down based upon just a few thoughts in one book. I shit you not. But I digress. My mic is muted. What you got, Sunkiss?
This is a space for people that did not mature past junior high.
Talk about it. Like, yeah, because I've definitely seen the high school, middle. You went down to middle school. I at
Yeah,
least said
because
high
in high
school.
school you have a sense of yourself, and you most have a direction about where they're going. Junior high is when it's absolute fuckery all the time, and that's where these people are. Even as far as emotional development, when you cannot converse like an adult, when you're trying to have an adult conversation, that's very childish. In high school, you learn how to sit down and have a debate or an argument inside of the classroom.
In high
You
school,
find
we literally had debate class. It was called debate class.
Yes. So no, I do not classify these people as high school maturity. This is junior high maturity. Cause like I said, These is grown behind people, and there's nothing productive here.
Then why is the message of like you should be married and be a good dad and mom and keep the body count down, and why are all of these so important messages being spread
So
if
let's talk about these. I
no
told you that these folks come from the ideology of fucking white men, and white men are trying to force white women to marry their ass and pop out fucking babies. Okay, when the black manosphere first came into existence, if your ass was married, they didn't want you around. Married men was not welcome in this space initially. That is a new development. And it was really crazy because you had a whole lot of married men that was trying to find camaraderie amongst men that found no value in marriage. And that's why I say I would burn this space down, because there's nothing good that's gonna come from this space. I don't care how much sugar people try to put on this space to try to make it sound good. There is nothing good or productive that's gonna come out of here. The things that get
so
the most attention in this space is absolute fuckery. Tell me I'm lying.
no, you're not lying because the fact is that I do definitely notice that in this space there is like it's like if you're a halfway decent human, it's like you're invisible. You're invisible. You have to be extreme in some form of fashion. Um, or if you're not, you have to be able to have it so folks can verify, I guess, through your social media, like, yeah, I went to their IG. Actually, yeah, nah, such and such balling out. They're at everywhere fancy and they have different cars and they live a certain lifestyle. But when it just comes to like actually, cause see, that's my whole thing. Like, are we more concerned about the actual message? And I'm seeing it. Now, of course, that's redundant. Like, I'm not actually asking that question at this point. No, I'm not. I fully aware that's not what we want. So then if you actually say to yourself, you know what? Okay. Um, well, I guess since this is what y'all want, let me go ahead and give y'all a little bit of that. So you may put up a clip, you may put up something or whatever, and try to cater to the audience. And then what you find out that happens is it's like, nope, not even that's going to do it. And so then you get to a point where you say to yourself, okay, well, maybe this is just like something where it's like this ain't conducive. I still got my people that I like to talk to, hang out with for a moment, speak with. I don't disown everybody because of the majority. I know how to pick through. I know how to sift through. Even yourself. I met you in this space. You know what I'm saying? Like
Unfortunately.
she said, unfortunately. But I'm just saying. So I mean, but that's me. I know how to pick out what it is that who the cool ones are, who the solid ones are. I know how to pick out people, I know how to pick out
The
people that's
interesting
basically
thing
genuine.
about these spaces, even the people that claim to know better, do better, want better, don't even support the people that.
Don't support the shit at all. Like you just don't see them. You just won't see them here. You won't see them here. They may even watch it afterwards, not say anything. Like it's something about I have to watch you from the clouds or from space, and they'll be looking at you. They'll be staring at everything you talking about. They might even be shaking their heads.
I
But
mean, people in this space that be
it's
watching me
weird.
from the
It's
cloud,
weird. Like the whole, I don't
and
know.
I done had people in this space who I ain't never talked to, seen, even knew exist. Screenshot my channel and make videos talking shit about me in ways that was against community guidelines. Like it was crazy. I've had that happen. Didn't know who this person was. Didn't even know they was watching me. I've had people that watch me never say hi or nothing, but would go and tell me every damn detail about the past streams I've had. Very strange. Very
Wow.
weird behavior.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, it's a bunch of real weird stuff that goes on here. But I mean, listen, I ain't here to change the space. I just recognize that wow. I don't come here to try to change the space. I just recognize that it is what it is here. My whole thing is I just really want to try to just get a grasp of, like, is there a purpose? And more every day I'm just starting to see and recognize I don't know. And I know it sounds like that can even be taken away from the people that genuinely are trying to do something, like really trying to give some kind of information, give some kind of drop gems and jewels, and even in there maybe loud or abruptive or maybe curse or maybe be real humorous. They still trying to give you the truth in it. But a lot of us, we recognize you got to figure out how to give it to the people with a little bit of fun with it. And I don't knock that at all, right? Even when you do like your makeup shows and stuff, like to the ladies and the people that's into looking at that, like that's the fun part of it. Like, ooh, I wonder what color she's gonna do today. I wonder what kind of foundation she's gonna do today. I wonder whatever she's gonna wear today. You know what I'm saying? How she's gonna style her hair, whatever it may be, while you're talking about politics. So the whole time you talking about some serious stuff. You're giving people what they need. But what I'm seeing simultaneously is you're making sure you give them that entertainment with it. So I totally get that, right? We all know about that. You can't be too boring. My whole thing is, it's like when we get to the point where we just like genuinely like just throw to the wayside, like we don't support anything like that's huge going on. It's a whole bunch of tremendous stuff going on we don't even talk about because most of us don't even see it. Why? Because our algorithm won't push it to us. Why won't it push it to us? Because we don't look up that type of stuff in the first place. It's only going to keep sending you what you look up. So if you don't look up what's good going on, then you won't see what's good going on. It's just that simple. It really is that kind of easy math. Like it's no real science behind that. But let's keep listening to this video. We almost through it. I got you, Sunkiss.
That's a small-scale example of how enemy creation works. Case studies and theories on war. Lawrence Keeley, in his book War Before Civilization, argues that prehistoric societies were often more violent than modern ones, challenging the idea that war is a product of civilization. Pierre Clastre suggested that some early societies used war to maintain social balance and prevent the rise of oppressive rulers. The just war theory, developed by thinkers like Augustine and Aquinas, tries to set ethical limits on war, emphasizing justice, proportionality, and the protection of innocence. These perspectives show that war is complex, rooted in human nature, culture, and morality. How to break the cycle. Understanding the psychology of war isn't just academic, it can change how we live. Here are 3 steps you can apply today. Recognize your shadow. When you feel anger or fear towards someone, ask if you are projecting your own insecurities. Seek dialogue. Try to understand opposing views without judgment. Even online, a simple "I hear you" can reduce tension. Promote empathy. Remember that behind every enemy is a human being with fears and hopes. If this video changed the way you think about conflict and human nature,
So that's primarily where I am with it, right? Let's keep listening.
cover how understanding ourselves can help build a more peaceful world. So, are humans destined to fight forever? Or can we evolve beyond our violent instincts? Ask yourself, Who do you see as your enemy, and what would happen if you tried to see them as human? Thanks for watching. Stay curious, stay kind.
So that's just primarily where I am with it. I was asking these questions, Sunkiss. Like, for example, right? The state of everything that's going on here. Like, do you see somehow, like, let me ask you this, like, let's say 10 years from now, do you see this space still doing the exact same thing? It's just going to be more different people, or do you see at some point like certain fashions it's going to eventually fade out and it's not going to come back? Sunkiss.
I see this space as being non-existent.
Okay. And say it's the next 10 years from now. Do you see this exact space how we see it now still doing exactly what it's doing today? Or do you believe 10 years from now it should be eradicated?
It's not gonna be here.
And why do you not see it being here 10 years from now?
Because it's dysfunctional.
YouTube is forever.
YouTube is forever, but YouTube also suppresses content. And a lot of these content creators that been creating content from this space and got their channels demonetized. A lot of them that got kicked off of YouTube. It's not gonna be here.
Do you see something replacing this?
Yeah, white supremacy. The white boys gonna be here. People like Angry Man will be here because he spread a message of white supremacy.
Angry Man's not white.
I didn't say he was white. I said he spreads a message of white supremacy.
So you saying that the people who are of a larger name?
I'm saying the people that promotes the agenda of the greater society will still have their placement, but the space as a whole will not be here because them people gonna get gone because you bring in negative press. You got the fucking government looking at YouTube. That's bad for business.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, what are your final thoughts as far as the show goes before we get ready to get up out of here?
Well, the last thing that man said is we gonna see each other as human, and that's exactly what I said. People that do this shit 9 times out of 10, in order to get to the point where I want to physically harm or destroy you, I have to dehumanize you.
Okay. Okay. So that's so you saying that war aspect, it sounds like you're saying that it's natural, like it's just that is something in us that's gonna be there. That's what
I don't think that's natural. I think that goes against what's natural. What's natural is to love your fellow man. When I can take away and I can harm you, that's something wrong with my humanity. When I can look at you like you are nothing more than an animal or something that I see as a resource, I don't see you as a living, breathing human being. I've removed your humanity from you.
Wow. I would say on my final thoughts with this that there's a whole lot that can really be produced from the people of this space. Unfortunately, I believe that it is so locked down into a certain spiral of a whirlpool that, it's almost like, I don't know, it's either we don't try to get out of it or we don't see no way out of it. But it's a lot that can be brought about this if people decide to go about it a different way. But I do
That
know
is
this
incorrect.
power complex. I do. I know this. What? Why you say that?
The old folks told me that if you start wrong, you end wrong. I told you how this space started. This shit will never be corrected. It has to be destroyed.
I ain't even gonna say nothing to that. With that being said, I digressed. My mic is muted. Sunkiss, thank you very much for coming up, beloved. I appreciate you once again. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna have ourselves a good evening. Much respect to you. Let's get it.
Welcome to the lighthouse. Storm all around. I'm standing right now, sent from the cloud. They talking mine now, but I'm just fighting for my blood and my life. Yeah. Sent from the heaven, king on seven, trials on trials, still count blessings. Wait on the revelating, heart in heaven. I stay patient, I'm beyond the angels. I am mad, I bleed, I'm tangled. Sword on my back, axe on the strap. Go with the weight of the word in my lap. Touching my can, we doubling back. Pray with my palm, but I'm ready for that. Long Star County King, that greatness. Stand tall, whole county on the wait list. I just want my acre, you can keep your Grammy. Build this from the gravel for my whole family. PG is greatness, DMV ain't faking. If I said I'm the one, no, I wasn't mistaken. Long Star County King, yeah, we blazing. Welcome to the Lighthouse Foundation. Still waiting on revelation. Till then I'm in rotation. Hurting my chases, but I'm chasing. Turn my scars into statements. I don't need to stage a camera. I need these papers, hand and hammer. Still in my spine, still in my hands. Guarding my blood, I'm holding this land. They can test, they can try, they can hate me. I've been forging a fire that will make me PG Ray. Lone Star in my vein. DMV on the map, say the name. Lone Star County Kings, that's greatness. Stand tall, whole county on the wait list. I just want my acres, you can keep your Grammy. Build this from the gravel for my whole family. PG is greatness, DMV ain't faking. If I said I'm the one, no, I wasn't mistaken. Don't talk who they can, yeah, we blazing. Welcome to the Lighthouse Foundation. Okay. Mr. 7 on the jacket, sharp tongue, I digress. My mic is muted in the system, still they feel me through the stress. Never turn my back on family, on the ones that held me close. I was standing in the crossfire, turn that pressure into growth. You can change the way you move, I won't bend to every trend. Took a hit, kept on pushing, wiped the blood, grabbed the pen. Mr. 7 still here, still here, still here. Yeah. I took a hit, kept on pushing, made the doubt disappear. Never turn my back on those I love, that's etched in my skin. You can change, but I won't, I don't fold, I begin. Mr. 7 still here, still here, still here. Hey, even when my mic is muted, they gon' hear me in the air. Peace sign up, that salute. Third eye, wide that view. I was quiet in the room, but my scars all spoke the truth. Did the dirt, did the healing, now I'm guarding what I earned. Every lesson in the ashes, every bridge that had to burn. You can chase a quick image, I just chase a clearer mind. I don't grow into pretending, I grow solid over time, yeah. Mr. 7 still here, still here, still here. Took a hit, kept on pushing, made the doubt disappear. Never turn my back on those I love, that's etched in my skin. You can change, but I won't, I don't fold, I begin. Mr. 7 still here, still here, still here. Even when my mic is muted, they gon' feel me when it's clear.
My mic is muted.